Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Where Are They Now, powered by ProductDive. My name is Omobolaji, and you know that on this series, we bring past students from ProductDive to come and share their career goals, their achievements, and even get to share some tips that will be useful for people who are looking to transition into product management. And today I have a beautiful guest with me. She's one of the persons that have taken our programs at ProductDive, and she will be sharing some insightful things that would be useful for people who are looking to transition into product management. Good afternoon, Nkem. How are you doing?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm fine. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for agreeing to do this with us. We're very, very grateful.
All right. Thank you for having me.
All right. So without further ado, we'll just get right into it. So Nkem, can we meet you? Let's get to know you. Who is Nkem? What do you do currently? Just, a brief introduction about who you are and what you do currently.
Okay. My name is Nkem David-Ezebuiro. I'm currently a product manager at Quaga. It's a prop tech company, a startup in Nigeria. And previously, I was in sales. I have a sales outsource company where we help new brands, startups to get into the Nigerian market and also get into retail spaces. So that's where I was before I decided to become a product manager. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So when did you decide to, transition into product management, and what were like the steps you took? Because I know that you currently work as a product manager, obviously. So what was like your career journey into product management?
Okay, so like I mentioned, I have this a company where we did sales outsourcing, and we were purely offline. We worked in the traditional sales space where we do merchandising, in-store marketing and all of that. Then COVID came. The whole COVID situation and the new normal actually hit me. Like it really, really hit me. And at that point, I knew that all that I had achieved offline was now irrelevant, kind of, because most of the brands that we had even targeted, we wanted to work with, they were not in that space anymore to even want you to represent them. Nobody was looking for a sales rep. Everybody was looking for a digital marketer. Everyone was looking for someone who would help them get all the views on Instagram, on YouTube. You get what I mean? So I knew at that point that I needed to find myself into the tech career. Yeah. And I tried to say, software development. I couldn't find myself coding. It was quite challenging for me. I knew that it wasn't for me, but there is something that I had, which was a love and a passion for understanding what customers thought about products. And that made me realize that, if there is a thing like that in the tech space, then I want to do that. So I ultimately had to choose becoming a product manager so that I can take these skills that I already built and transfer them and still remain relevant.
Fantastic. I feel like COVID did like a lot of things to many people. That was the season where a lot of people changed careers. People, a lot of job descriptions started coming up. The traditional form of work, was fading away, and then, everybody was embracing the digital, world. All right. Thank you so much for that. So, what exactly did you do? So after you decided that, I want to do product management, and I feel like the skills that I already have as a salesperson would help me to, function well in this space. What did you do? Did you take any course? Where did you go? I mean, like, I would just like that you give us like practical steps of how you transition. So you took some courses, you had a mentor, or just share with us how that transition was.
So I had to look for courses. I wanted to look for courses here and there. And then I figured out, there's something called product management, which was also very relevant. So I resonated with it. So luckily for me, the 3MTT program just came up, and I applied, and I got accepted into the first cohort, and I was just there in the cohort 1, and I selected to join the product management track, and that was it for me. And that was how I discovered I was now assigned to my online learning ProductDive, and I kicked off from there.
Wow. I can't believe you participated in the 3MTT program, and it's so I mean, it's very inspiring to see that you took just the 3MTT program, because I managed the program, and I know that a lot of people struggled with following up with the lessons and all, and I'm just so glad that you were part of the people that was able to finish the program.
Yes,
congratulations.
Thank
this
you.
is me officially telling you congratulations.
Thank you
Congratulations.
so much.
Congratulations. All right, so while you were taking the 3MTT, what were the things that you realized? Were there some things that you just feel like, oh, like the things that you learned, and say the most what's the word now, the most exciting part of the program for you?
Okay, so yes, I did learn a lot. I can't begin to narrate my journey, my career and professional journey, without mentioning the learning that I got from the 3MTT program. I can't. It's very, very integral to who I am right now. Why do I say so? Because it was a journey of unlearning a lot of things. Like I said, I had my background in sales. And if you understand what selling in the traditional sense of it means, it means like we don't have any interface with online customers, and they are so different. So going through the course made me understand, yes, I know what it means to, develop route to market strategies and all of that. But then it's quite different when it comes to software products. You have to think different. So I had to unlearn to relearn, right?
Wow.
I had to, part of the course, and during the course with ProductDive, there's something that she mentioned. They say, okay, these are your transferable skills. What do you want to pick from it, and what do you want to drop? And then I had to tell myself that, okay, this was working for me when I had to go to supermarkets and, all other brands that we visited. But now I don't need them, because to scale in the digital space is different. So that, for one, I learned that. And also, there are a lot of tools that you never can imagine that you are existing alongside them. So I had to learn a lot of tools. I had to learn how to draft my user stories, and like I said, drop what is not necessary. There are some things that you feel like, oh, this will wow my audience, but in the end, it's not relevant to them. So going through the course made me understand that it is a whole lot. It's a whole lot to say that you are selling a physical product to when you are developing an online software product. And also collaboration. I had to learn how to collaborate. It's no longer about me. It's no longer my efficacy as a person that gets the product where I want it to be. It's now something that has to do with team efficacy. How is the team performing? Who are they? Who am I working with? Who am I bringing on board? What am I doing to ensure that my stakeholders are all being represented and their needs satisfied? So that's it for me. I had to learn all of that within this short time frame, if I might say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kim, for sharing. I like that you said that you had to unlearn to learn new things. And I also like the fact that you mentioned that you were able to understand your transferable skill. That's one of the things that we teach at ProductDive, that if you want to be a product manager today, all you just need to know is to identify your transferable skill. And I'm glad that the 3MTT program was able to help you to identify this skill, and you're currently putting them to practice. Thank you so much for sharing that. So I wanted to ask, you've done 3MTT, you work as a product manager now. A lot of people will not see, the sleepless nights, the reading, the having followed trends and all of that. So I just wanted you to, share with us what were some challenges that you faced while transitioning, and how did you tackle them, and what were the lessons you learned from these challenges?
Okay, my biggest challenge was redefining my professional and personal brand.
Okay.
I battled with it. When you have tried to carve out an image about yourself in a particular space and then transitioning, and I'm like, what am I doing here? How do I begin to tell people that I'm good enough? I actually had the challenge of writing my CV, because I was like, God, where do I start from? How do I tell people that I can do this? I know I have learned this, I have gained the knowledge, I have acquired this new skill, but how do I begin to communicate it to people without, blowing so much air? How? I just was so much focused and fixated on how do I prove that I can do this? When you have years of experience in a particular field and then you are in a new space, what do they call it now? The imposter syndrome, kind of. You begin to feel like, am I really good enough to be here? Will people believe me that I can do this? Won't they think that I'm a confused person moving from sales to tech? So I battled with that, but it took me being intentional and also telling myself I can do it. I just have to be good at what I'm doing and then show results. Once people can see that I'm good at what I'm doing, I don't need to convince anybody, right? They will just look at what I'm doing and then believe me. So I think that was the biggest challenge for me.
Okay, so how is that going now? For your CV, tailoring your CV to fit that of a product manager and all of that. How is it going?
Okay, just as you know, the ProductDive team will provide you with a template. Yeah. So yeah. So it's part of the course. Okay, it's part of the course.
Yes.
There was a section in the course where you have to learn how to craft your CV, tailor it to meet the product management requirements. So that I had to work on. It took me some time, but I had to build my skills, learn the musical, learn how to do this and do that, and then before I wrote CV, so that I wouldn't just say proficiency in this and that, and I'm not really proficient. So
you're unable to do it.
Yes, it's working so well for me now. Thank you.
Okay. I'm so happy for you in particular, Nkem. Like, I don't know why, but I'm just very excited that, you took the 3MC program and you are doing so well. And I'm happy that you mentioned now that it was the template we provided for you at ProductDive that you used to tailor your CV to feed that of a product manager. From a salesperson, it just shows that whatever background that you're coming in from, you can actually pivot to product management. All you just need to do is have the right resources and support in place. Thank you so much for sharing that, Nkem. So my next question would be that so far, what would you consider your greatest achievement in this career? I know that 3MC was around 2023/2024. That's 2 years ago. Roughly 2 years ago. So what would you consider your proudest achievement? What's that thing that you've done that you feel like, oh my God, I can't believe that I can even do this? What's that thing?
First, one, I volunteered to work on a product with my social community, one of my communities, and they've had this idea running for about 5 years. And then when I mentioned, okay, I'm a product manager, they say, oh, we're looking for one. And that moment, I felt so much, pride to understand that I could take an idea that they've been trying to break down for 5 years and give them a mock-up or a wireframe for the product. That moment, I was like, wow, I didn't know I could do this, because it was more of a complicated idea. So to break down the idea into the user stories, that moment was, I really didn't believe that I could get there, but I did. And I'm still trying to, get over the feeling that I got there.
All right, Nkem. So I know that product managers is usually a work of, you are trying to iterate a product, you're trying to improve a product, you're constantly listening to your users and ensuring that they get the best experience. And it's usually a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of research goes into all of these things. So how do you manage work and your personal life so that people who are looking to transition into tech through product management, you not think that it is impossible to have like, your personal life and a career, aspect of your life. So how do you manage these two things? How do you juggle it?
Okay. It's not work-life balance for me. It's actually work-life integration. I had to put that from my mentor. She would say, no, there is nothing like work-life balance. I'm a mom of two, so I can't say work-life balance for a product manager where you have this strict 9-to-5 schedule. For me, it's more of being fluid, being able to, the development team might be available from 3 to 5, or they might be available from 5 to 8. So would I say, it has to be 9 to 5? That means it won't happen, right?
Yeah.
So a product owners might want to have a meeting later on at night. So I have to integrate it to suit my schedule. If I'm doing something right now that has to involve my personal life and an idea, I just have an idea, a light bulb in my head. I won't say it's time for life, right? I have to still try to jot it down, make notes, and then go back to it afterwards. So it's more of integrating my work into my life so that everything balances. But one thing I ensure that I do is that whatever it is, work, life, personal, family, everything has to get 100%. My product gets 100%. My life gets 100%. My family gets 100%. Everything has to get 100% of my time. So giving one 9 to 5 and giving the other 5 to, I don't know, it really doesn't work. Kind of an integrated system for me.
Wow. This is actually mind-blowing. I'm just hearing this for the first time. Work-life integration, and that's so good to hear. So you mentioned that you learned this from your mentor. Who is this mentor? If you don't mind sharing, who this person is, and also what has their mentorship? How has he helped you to grow in your career? What would you say is the role of a mentor in your career growth?
Very, 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 very crucial. Very, very integral. A mentor. Although I have to state it clearly, I'm still looking for a technical mentor, someone in the industry who would mentor me. However, I've been under the care of Dr. Quaga In of Media Hall. She's tall and she has been there. She has been very instrumental in shaping me to become who I am, both professionally and in my personal life. And one thing she would always say is, be intentional. And if you're congratulating me, it's because of that intentionality. I was intentional about every step of getting into this tech space. I was very intentional. I knew I had to do it. It's not a thought. It wasn't a thought. It wasn't an idea. So my mentor was there to make sure that I applied the laws of intentionality. I had to be there to be intentional. Wake up. I want to write the user stories. I have to be intentional about writing those user stories. I have to be intentional about making sure that this product comes to life. And also when it comes to time management, like I said, you don't have to cancel. Nothing has to die for the other to live, right? We just have to manage our time very well. And then she's always there to say, Nkem, just do it. Just start. I sometimes I sleep and I hear her voice, just start. You just have to start. No matter what it looks like, you feel like the users are not going to like the product, just start. You feel like this feature is not going to work well, just start. You feel like when you start writing the user stories, it won't make sense, just start. When you start, then you can now improve as you go on. And that is her role. She has played a very huge role and had a very huge impact in my professional development as a person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyone who is listening, get a mentor. You need someone to, give you that little push.
Yes. You need that voice that when you sleep, the voice will be telling you, get up now and do what you're supposed to do. Just like your mentor's voice is always ringing in your head. I mean, this is really, really great to hear. So where do you now see yourself in the next, say, 5 years? Where do you see Nkem? Do you see Nkem, as the CEO of, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Okay, first I have to be on a board. I don't know how, but I'm going to be on a board of a very great and amazing startup, and I'm seeing one very soon. With this whole AI thing in the air, I'm proud to say that I'm also taking up courses in AI and trying to that's called AI product management and all of that to see how we can get things done. So I believe that when you mention 5 people, in the product management, AI product management space, I believe that in the next 5 years, my name should be mentioned. That's where I want to be, and that's where I see myself.
Oh, fantastic! That's a big one, and I hope that this becomes a reality in the next 5 years. So any fun facts about you? Sorry. Yeah, any fun facts about you, and you can just give us that together with a piece of advice that you would give anybody that's looking to transition into product management today.
Okay. Fun fact about me is actually cool to get ideas. So when I'm cooking, that's when I'm getting the idea of what I need for my product. So most people wonder why I enjoy cooking. I enjoy cooking because that's where I think the most.
That's your own source of inspiration.
Exactly.
Wow. A lot of things to learn from you. This session has really been insightful. Thank you so much, Nkem, for sharing this with us. We look forward to seeing you on the board of one of the top. We look forward to seeing you on that in the next 5 years. So before we wrap up the session, do you want to tell us one beautiful thing? I know it's midweek, so a lot might not have gone down at work. So do you want to share with us something exciting that you've done this week, or something exciting that you plan to do before the end of this week?
Okay. Something exciting is that the Quaga mobile app would start, the development. We are done with the web. We're done with the web app. So I'm excited about that. And this week, this is where we are. And like you mentioned previously, let me just drop that. For anyone who wants to get into product management, there is room for all. There is room for more people. There are a lot of ideas. There are a lot of people who are looking for who would help them birth those ideas. So don't feel like there are a lot of product managers. Really, the playing ground can accommodate anyone. So take that course today and start. Just that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nkem. This has been so insightful. Thank you so much. So till we meet you again next time. Till then, ensure that you activate. Until awesome. Bye, Nkem.
Bye.